Hey, so this is kind of a weird video. Two things to mention. One, I got a new phone. I now have the iPhone 7, so this 6S is going to be a permanent recording, but I have a new phone now. But when I transferred all my stuff over to this one, I got locked out of my original Instagram account. I'm going to have the new one linked down below. It's my backup account. But I'm really upset that I lost all that progress, and my other one is like a year and like 3 months or so. I mean, not like it was a huge deal, but I was still really frustrated with that because I changed all my contact and then it made me go back to the original contact, which I don't have access to. And I emailed them about almost, let's see, today's Wednesday. I emailed them on Sunday early in the morning and I haven't gotten a response back, so I don't think I'm going to get back into that one anytime soon. So for now, I'm going to have my Instagram link down below. It's the exact same thing, except with underscores under each thing. So the best ginger ninja underscored every other thing. I'll have it typed up on the screen and posted down below. So another thing is that I hurt my wrist. I do cake decorating at my job, and I also have carpal tunnel. And I made 10 cakes in the past 2 days, and normally I do 1 or 2 every 3 or 4 days. So this has been swollen, it hurts really bad, and I'm like the main person on cake orders right now, so I've just been busting them out for my job, and it hurts really bad. So I did actually try drawing something for this week, but it was just not happening. There was an art block plus this. It was not going down. So I put a poll up on Instagram since I do have some cake decorating videos set aside for backup. But I also was like, hey, what if we do a sketchbook tour? So I left it up to you guys, and 67% compared to 33% said that they wanted a sketchbook tour. So you guys put yourself up to this, because this sketchbook is my first real sketchbook. I got this when I first started my job back in 2017, and I finished it late 2017, so you're looking technically 3 years, but also technically 2 years ago that this was started and finished. So there's going to be some pretty old stuff, like compared to what I just did. Like one of my last videos that I did was this beautiful Valentine's Day, and it's not going to be nothing compared to this. But we're going to roll with it because I kind of want to see how I was progressed. And this video is going to be a lot of talking based with some music overlaid. But we're going to jump right into it. And I'm kind of scared because I don't know what's in this. I actually kind of forgot. I know what the first page is, but that's basically it. So you guys did this to yourself with this poll. So I guess we'll just get started. Okay, opening up. I have no dates on anything. I don't generally date my art. I probably should, but I just don't because it takes me so long to finish some things anyway. Like, it's not just like my sketchbooks are not for my practicing. I use them for like guilty pleasure drawings that I use with ballpoint pens, Faber-Castell markers, water-based markers, and gel pens, like that kind of stuff. I actually don't know what's in here. This was my first one. I was kind of scared to use it, but I know that some of the pages were ripped out. So if we open it, oh, that's actually not too bad. That was a sketch for an oil painting that I had plans to do 3 years ago and never did. Hi, chicken. This will be an oil painting one day, I promise. I was just kind of sketching around. There's like a weird dragon, some castle scene. It's really faded, so I'll have to redo it. I had bought these highlighters. They were tiny little highlighters and some calligraphy markers. And this was around the time where I got my haircut, so this is looking back really far. This is like the first illustration of my Sona with this haircut. So I used the calligraphy markers, which were gold, silver, red, green, and blue. And then I also used the highlighters for this, so that was actually really fun to do. Okay. I didn't think that this would bleed through, and then it did, so this was just like an extra swatch sheet. I just realized how bad some of this stuff is. Oh my god. I don't know what pen that was, but I love it, I guess. Oh, this was me using some cheap colored pencils, just because I could. I really wanted to draw Pikachu, because I think this is when Pokemon Go came. No, this was after Pokemon Go came out. But I was really happy with how this came out at the time. Now I'm like, I kind of want to redo it, but it still looks cute. This was a scribble challenge where I took my hand and I kind of just like made scribbles with a ballpoint pen, and this was actually turned into a finished thing. This is all over my DeviantArt if you want to go look up there. That's also linked down below. Kind of made it like these little shadow people who come out in the night, and they bounce on this flower. And I used like watercolor crayons, and I know that sounds weird, but I did, and I really like how this came out. Like the finished piece is really nice. Oh. These were some character adopts that I did years ago based on the cakes we have. So this one's chocolate cake. She's a cutie. These are all sold, by the way. Yellow cake, he's kind of a stuck-up ass because he's the most popular one. Like, yellow cake is the one we sell the most of. I skipped one. This was a marble cake. She has that, in the final illustration, she actually had that, oh god, I'm gonna put it up because I cannot remember the name of it, but that genetic disorder where you have like two different, I guess it's genetic disorder, where you have the two different skin tones. I forget what it's called, but I'll link it because I can't remember. But that was marble cake. This was the carrot cake, and oh god, that looks terrible. My girlfriend actually bought this character off me. His name is Spencer. He's pretty cool. I don't like how this sketch came out, but it's whatever. This was Crumb Cake. She's one of our most popular ones, and I kind of designed her as like her life is falling apart because the crumb cake top always falls apart. So she's homeless and kind of falls apart. I had little backstories for these, but these are all sold to other people, so I don't know any of these characters anymore. But I don't know who did what with her, but she's fine. These were apple and raspberry strudel bites, and these were supposed to be two children that ran away from home, or were either ran away from home or were orphans that were stuck together. I can't remember, but these were our two most popular strudel bites. This was a Kaiser roll with sesame, because sesame is my favorite seed out of all our Kaiser rolls. So he's big, he's cute. I can't remember if he's sold or not, but he kind of has like that star effect, like how you see with hard rolls, Kaiser rolls. I forgot about these. I used to do these little bakery life comics with my coworkers. Like that's me, my friends Mackenzie. I had sushi for the first time because I never had raw fish, and then when I realized, oh wait, it can come without raw fish. I tried a shrimp tempura. It was extra spicy. It burned a little bit. I'm a little white girl, okay? Oh, these were drawn to adopts based off of different things. Like this one was just a mushroom, and then this one was just fire. I don't know. People drew them and took them, so yeah. I forgot about this. Oh, my girlfriend's character Casper. We're just gonna skip past that. This is another bakery life comic where this was my manager at the time, Mitchell. He was up on his stool getting something off the top of the shelf, and he found a pack of had 2 batteries in it, but he's like, oh shit, batteries. And he threw it, and it missed the table, but the silence between throwing it and smacking on the floor was probably one of the funniest things I've ever experienced. Mackenzie and I were just like dying. All these people are since gone. So that's, and I don't do the bakery life anymore because it was kind of awkward to draw all these new people, and I kind of just haven't gotten around to it, but it's whatever. I don't remember why. Oh, this was another adopt. This was like a feral cat magic color. Kind of like a warrior cats thing, but also not really. I don't know, we were actually cat sitting my old landlord's cats, and I was just kind of stuck in the house, and I really didn't know what else to do, so I started drawing a cat, and I don't like drawing animals. More swatches because I didn't have a paper in the back to catch the pen, and this is all just list and stuff of stuff I needed to get. This was an ink piece I did of my Urkin character Candy, and I actually made this ink painting in the hospital. My mother had a blood clot a couple years ago, and I took my inks and stuff to the hospital with me because I knew I was going to be there for a long time, and I painted this. But this is obviously just the sketch. Like I said, all these illustrations, well, most of them are on my DeviantArt. This was my first attempt at using those Faber-Castell Pitt brush pens, and oh god, that's horrendous. Oh, I hate it. The proportions are terrible. I did this at the beach. I miss my girlfriend at the time. Her hair was blue. I have red hair, and purple's my favorite color. You know, gay. Also did this at the beach. I had all these ducks just with me. They would not leave me alone. They let me pet them, but I was just essentially the duck queen, and I just kind of took that title and ran with it. This was another scribble challenge from my 19th birthday. We went to Fridays, and my sister's brother gave me some scribble lines. This was all done ballpoint pen, but eventually I figured out with somehow Donald Trump going over the Minecraft wall. I don't know. I started wearing hoop earrings to work. Coworker was like, oh, you know what they say, the bigger the hoop, the bigger the hoe. I stopped wearing my hoop earrings after that. This has cake donut bars, but they were filled with like a white fluffy cream. And they were called the extra long fluff bars. So it was Mackenzie and my other coworker April who were just enjoying them. And I was saying like, you two are gonna wind up like eating the whole box raw. Then our manager was gonna show up and be all pissy. But apparently that was one of the funniest things because it's true. It could have happened. My coworker Bill had this idea. It was like a pun on the whole Black Lives Matter thing, which I'm not gonna say anything, but he was like, we need to have a movement for dogs and shelters called Black Labs Matter. He's just ridiculous. This is actually my brother made. His characters being G-noted, My Chemical Romance, which are back together, by the way, and I can't go see them in concert. We used to have this big hoodie, and it just said Mike. We have no idea who Mike is. It just showed up. Obviously, somebody who worked at the store, but we had it for some reason. So whenever we would go down to the big freezer, we would have to put on an extra hoodie, and I would just look like the world's freaking cutest hoodlum with my little giant ass Mike hoodie. Like, whoever wore it just became Mike, no matter what gender or whatever. We were just Mike. This was one of my first gel pen drawings, actually. Yeah, I don't like how neon that is, but it's whatever. This was actually that black gold jelly roll that I kind of erased the gold over to get that brown. Yeah, that was one of my first gel pens. This was me trying to figure out posing. I didn't like it, so I scribbled it out. Gel pen swatching. Then this was me trying to make another pose. I could not get it right. I don't know why there's angel wings, but it's whatever. But this was eventually, oh, that's so shiny. This was eventually the final piece. The sugar daddy himself, Vincent, my OC. I love him so much. More than anybody should love an OC, but it's fine. I didn't put down paper again. I don't learn. This was a concept sketch for a character my girlfriend has. His name is Obsidian. This was before Obsidian appeared in Steven Universe, but he's baby. I doodled Zapdos being all... Was this? No, this was before I had Zapdos. This was a different bird. This was a different bird, yeah. But he's all angry. And then Bill quit. He was leaving. He was playing Don't You Forget About Me from The Breakfast Club. And as I was drawing this, everyone's like, oh, he looks like he's dead. So I had to verify. He's not dead. He's just leaving his job. My dad wanted me to paint on his hard hat for his job. And he wanted a really angry Pikachu. So I was just trying to sketch something out. And I did not like that. Mr. Meeseeks. We used to have these giant 12-inch cookies at the bakery. And we stopped selling them. But whenever they would go out of date, we would heat them up in the oven. And then we would just eat it. And one time it was just Mackenzie, myself, and April. And we each ate like a third of the cookie and then got violently sick. It was so worth it. Oh, I forgot about that. My character Shupavu from his species, the Ranjikabwa. I think that's how you say it. Oh god, I can't remember my own freaking made-up characters. And then this is his boyfriend Virion. He's so small. He's supposed to be that tiny. The one I did before of this, he's not supposed to be that tiny. I just screwed up, but he's supposed to be that tiny. Concept art for my character Jerry. He's such an anxious child. I love him. He's not a child, he's like 20, but I love him. And then that's his boyfriend Edgar. He's off of that one vine. Edgar, look, it's the good kush. This is the dollar store. How good could it be? Andy and his tiny baby brother when he was first created. Andy's my vampire character. I used him in the IPP pageant back 2018. If you've been here forever, then you know who that is. That's actually Andy's dad and his stepmom. Yes, stepmom. Traeger and Rafaela. Rafaela is my girlfriend's. Traeger is mine. Oh, my girlfriend's friend Urksona. Judith and Lash. Sweeties. I did that for Christmas. And of course the last one has to be a joke. My best friend of 8 years is Jewish, so I asked her a couple years ago, what do you want to be, what do you want for Christmas? And she goes, to not be Jewish. That was a joke, by the way. She loves it. That's it. I guess I did rip a lot of pages out of this. This is just some cheap dollar store sketchbook, but that's it. Zapdos! That was all in one take. Now, next week will be a speed paint, probably, hopefully, if this heals up. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Zapdos! Baby!